Hey there, it's Nico, and welcome to A Life Behind the Bar. In each episode, we uncover the untold stories of bartenders, their wins, challenges, and the dreams poured into every drink. It's not just about what's in the glass, it's also about the hands that make them. Today, I have the pleasure to sit down with Kelly as we dive deep into her personal journey. Pull up a stool and let's get to know the person behind the pour. Please, take a moment to subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, give us a rating, and share with your friends. Your support helps us continue to bring you the tales from behind the bar. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you.
Welcome. No charge for that one.
I love it. So how are we doing today?
Great.
So welcome to A Life Behind the Bar.
Thank you. Yeah, this is exciting. I've never done anything like this before. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
this is your first podcast?
very first. I don't know if I have the voice for it.
Oh,
It's more of like a saxophone operator voice. Thank you. Thanks for
So
calling.
is that how you kind of, when you get behind the bar and you start like giving people your, here's your
Yeah.
tab
Yeah.
kind of situation?
Sometimes it depends if I like you or not. You know, sometimes it's a, here's your tab, babe. And, you know, other times it's a, here's your fucking tab. Go. Time to go.
Time to get out of here. I ain't dealing with your shit.
Bye. Pay me.
I'm not a babysitter.
Yeah.
So how are you
Right.
doing today, love?
I'm doing okay.
Everything good?
Yeah, everything's good.
It's a happy,
Yeah.
nice morning.
Yeah. Yesterday, my son broke his wrist last night, as they do, you know. So last night was a little chaotic, but
It's the perks of being a parent, huh?
oh god, it's never dull.
No. Oh, God.
Never dull.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, you're not bored if you're a parent
No.
ever. You dream of being bored.
It's like, please give me 5 minutes of break.
I would love to be bored. I haven't been bored since 2010.
Whew. I mean, I kind of envy you a little bit because,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also a parent, but like, you know, I envy you about not being bored.
Yeah.
But I can see how sometimes we can catch a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm the type of person that like I need to not be bored because when I'm bored, then I come up with like really dumb ideas. So I need to like stay busy. I'm like an
Okay.
Australian Shepherd dog, but like
Yeah.
if you just don't keep him entertained or give him a job to do,
Oh yeah.
you'll get in trouble. That's me. I'm like, so what will happen if
Yeah.
I do this?
Your wife
And
comes
then
home
my
and
wife
you
is
eat on
like,
the couch.
yeah, what? I got bored. What am I
Nice.
supposed to do?
Nice. Yeah.
So tell us who you are.
Well, I am Kelly
Kelly.
Miracle. And I'm a
Kelly
Gemini.
Miracle.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
It's a nice last name.
Yeah.
Like a miracle.
It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to my ex-husband. So
Okay.
I have mixed feelings about it, but it's my kid's last name. So,
you want
I
to
kept
keep it?
it.
Okay. So you're a Gemini?
Yeah. I don't really follow the horoscope things,
Me
but
neither.
when I tell people I'm a Gemini, people that do, they all look at me the same. They're like, oh, you know? So I feel like it means something to other people.
See, at this point, I just kind of play along with it because everybody's like, oh, so you're like an Aquarius. I'm
Yeah.
like, I know I'm an Aquarius just because
you
you know this.
Yeah.
I don't personally think that like
It means nothing.
that it affects my personality or anything whatsoever.
Yeah.
However, it's just one of those things that I'm like, sure, yeah, I'm an Aquarius and I'm crazy or
Yeah,
I'm
that's
this.
the
Like,
thing.
and plus, everybody has a different version. It's like, oh,
right.
Aquarius are this, and then the other person is like, oh, Aquarius is that, but it's the completely opposite of what
Yeah.
it was like. You all need to, do like a
Yeah.
little consortium of like what you all need to,
Can we just come to a consensus of, am I
exactly.
crazy or not?
yeah, like, oh no, Gemini, everybody
Yeah.
agrees. You're
Everybody-
batshit
yeah.
crazy.
I just,
Yeah.
I mean, and there's some validity to it, of course.
Is it?
But, well, yeah, definitely. That's why if I tell people it and instantly it's like they know me. It's like we're best friends. Like they've got me figured out. To me, it means nothing to me.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what's your like
Yeah.
sign? I'm like, my sign is that
My parents
you're a
had
red
sex in
flag.
October.
Yeah,
So I
that's
guess
my
people that
sign.
have sex in October
I'm a product of
make
the
crazy people.
Holy Week. You call it
Holy
like I don't know how you call it in the US. Like that I'm from Colombia and the Good Friday and Good Tuesday usually that week is like a vacation week. So you're
An
not supposed
Easter
to watch
baby.
TV. Yeah, I'm an Easter baby. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, so I did the count. I was like, oh, my parents were camping
Yeah.
or something. around that time, so that's what happened because you're
Yeah.
not supposed to watch TV.
Oh, that's what happens when you get bored.
That's
Hello.
exactly.
It's full circle. We'll solve that.
So where are you from, Kelly?
From Kentucky. I was born in Kentucky.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
in Louisville, Kentucky. Yeah. Yeah.
Go Cards.
Yeah. Actually, I am a Cats fan.
How dare you?
The audacity. House
How
divided.
dare you?
I know.
Now we're going to fight. That's it.
Yeah, I know. Podcast done.
It's over.
Yeah. No, I was born there, but I didn't actually grow up there until I turned 13 because my mom and dad moved away and then we came back. So I lived there from 13 until 24, 25 when I moved to Florida. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you miss Kentucky?
I miss it a lot. Well, all my family is there.
Yeah.
So I get to visit, but I do miss it. I love living in Florida and I love visiting Kentucky.
Kentucky's awesome. I absolutely love Kentucky.
I mean, when you say you're from Kentucky, people hear banjos in their mind.
They're like, but you have teeth.
Yeah. What do you call 32 people from Kentucky in one room? A full set of teeth. I know. But you know what's sad is it's not that far off from the truth.
It depends on what part of like Kentucky you are because there are some parts that like I lived in both sides. So I lived in Western Kentucky and like in the Appalachian, Eastern Kentucky. They're
the blue people.
Very different places.
Eastern Kentucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's very different than Western Kentucky.
Nice.
Little.
Oh yeah. The Western Kentucky seems a little more like civilized, more like, you know, old money people. They're all nice and quiet.
They all bought their property for their horses.
Yeah, but Eastern Kentucky is that cold world, man, and it's a wild place.
You need meth? Eastern
it's
Kentucky.
The Appalachian, man. And not only that, it's just like their personality is more. They're more rugged. They're more like they're more like mountain bred.
Yeah.
Where like you have like mountain people have like this tough personality.
Oh, for sure.
They're very rugged, but they are also more adventurous.
Yeah.
So like all these people are just batshit crazy in a good way. Like they're like, let's go down this fucking trail and let's just fucking go like.
Hey, I know of a ravine. You want to go jump in?
Yeah. There's a fucking waterfall. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. We'll take our quads out.
Yeah. And Eastern Kentucky is more like, you know, like a little more like religious. They're more like nice and quiet. Both sides super welcoming, super amazing people, but very different. It's like you have one sibling that's like the quiet sibling, you have the batshit crazy sibling. Absolutely. It's just it is.
But yeah, you know, and everybody from Kentucky, that's a broad statement, I guess. Generally speaking, people from Kentucky are very kind and welcoming.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Regardless.
Absolutely.
If you're a rich horse person or if you're making moonshine
or if you're an
in your
immigrant,
backyard.
Anybody will take you in like in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And I experienced that.
It's a good place to break down.
Oh yeah. So you grew up kind of in Kentucky, in Louisville?
Yeah. Yeah. I grew up in Louisville. I'm the oldest of four. We have four. I have 2 sisters and a brother. And my dad was in the Navy. So we moved around, so I spent most of my childhood in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Virginia. And then, my formative years, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
In Louisville. Yeah.
Nice.
I love it was a great place to grow up, I'll tell you. You know, people need to visit Louisville if you haven't before because it's a big small town, great music, great coffee, great food, great bars. The nightlife is phenomenal. So, fun place to visit for
4th Street.
Oh, you know about 4th Street?
I lived in Kentucky. I went to Louisville.
That's
yeah.
Right. 4th Street. Oh, man. That was my first nightclub job, was working at a bar in 4th Street. Yeah.
That must have been awesome because that place is rad.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't quite 21 yet. And so I hadn't really learned the rules about bartending as far as, drinking behind the bar. So I was really like vanilla, in that respect. And so I'll remember this was back when Red Bull very first came out.
When they had like the little Mini Coopers and stuff with like the giant cannon back
Red Bull
and whatnot. Yeah.
That would come around, and there was no energy drinks before Red Bull. like that was the beginning of energy drinks. And so they would come to the club and they would, you know, promote it. And I remember thinking like, man, this stuff's awesome. This is fucking great. I would drink 4 a night, 3, 4, 5 a night. Oh my God. I had no idea. The next day I would wake up and I felt like I got hit by a train. I felt like I drank a fifth of Jameson.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad.
I had no idea. No idea. I did that for like 6 months. I was like, Jesus, how have I not had a heart attack by this point? But yeah, that was my first job was 4th Street.
4th Street.
Yeah. Oh, no, not my first job, my
like
first club, my first
nightclub bartending job,
which is a whole different animal.
I mean, people don't realize how broad and different bartending is, and how a good bartender in one place could be a completely bad like fit for a different spot. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
You can have an amazing craft cocktail guy, but you put him behind a volume place and they will like crash and burn and cry.
Where's the rose water?
Yeah,
where's
like,
the rose?
like,
where's the lavender? I can't work in these
go.
conditions.
Let's go. Move.
What's in a white t-shirt? It doesn't matter. They don't know either. Just fucking pour something and put it in front of them.
Look at her. Like, the mascara's all over the place. Doesn't care about what's on your drink. It
could be fucking lemonade. Just give them something.
It's fucking hilarious. But yeah, it's true. But so how was working nightclubs in Kentucky? Because that's one thing that I didn't do there. I did do like dive bars, but I didn't do nightclubs in Kentucky. How was that?
Oh man, that is a beast. So in Kentucky, well, at least in Louisville, the bars are open till 4 a.m. And so your shifts don't start until 10 o'clock at night. Like you show up at 10 and then you're out of there by 6 a.m. And you know how it is when you get out of work.
You don't go to sleep.
You don't go to sleep.
No.
You're like all amped up from working. And so you go out. And so, you know, a lot of that lifestyle is nighttime. Like you sleep from like 12 to 6. Like you're asleep in the middle of the day. And that wears on you. That's a tough life to maintain.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. But it was a fun life. In your early 20s, that's freaking fun.
Yes.
Yeah. It was great. Phenomenal. And the experience you gain working in a nightclub like that is invaluable.
Oh yeah, because it's very different kind of people, and then you're it helps you develop that like quickness.
Yeah. And you learn not to be a people pleaser.
Yes.
Because that can I mean, it certainly has its place behind the bar to want to make the customer happy. Mm-hmm. Of course. Absolutely. That's what they're spending money for a good time and for drinks that taste good.
But you need to be able to draw lines and draw boundaries.
Yep.
Because if not, they're going to run you over.
They will run you over and you will find yourself in the weeds so freaking fast because you've just spent 10 minutes making a mojito for somebody that has no idea what a mojito is.
So can I get something fruity?
Yeah.
But I don't know. And like, listen, when you figure it out, Google it or something, I'm going to take care of the other 10 people that know what they want to fucking drink.
100%. Yeah. Little side note, Mai Tais. That's how I feel about Mai Tais. Mai Tais piss me off. You went to Hawaii one time, you stayed at a Holiday Inn resort and you had a Mai Tai and now you're all about the Mai Tai. You don't know what that is.
You had a Mai Tai.
Nobody makes a Mai Tai the same way.
No.
Like, it won't make you happy. Like, don't ruin that memory by ordering a Mai Tai at my shitty bar. Like,
no, fuck off.
Like, here's a beer. But anyway, yeah. So, so bartending at at 4th Street. That was like my kickstart into volume bartending.
Nice. Yeah. That's actually not a bad gig because you get a lot of like artist music, a lot of like there's a lot of live music in 4th Street, and then you also have a lot of tourism there because most of the people that go visit Kentucky they go and they have like the little bar hopping, kind of like whiskey trail experience, like the mini whiskey trail experience that Louisville has. Oh. Yeah. So I feel like that's a good place to like start in a club because you're not in a place like Miami or like where they expect you to be just like on your game.
For sure.
This is like a good entry point, I guess.
It is. Yeah. Volume bartending in a place like that it's tough, but it's manageable. You're not drowning.
Yeah.
So definitely, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So is that the only gig that you did in Kentucky bartending, or did you bartend anywhere else in Kentucky?
Yeah, I actually I did the whole spectrum. You know, my very first bartending job, I was 19 and I bartended at this place called American Turners. And this was, they called themselves a country club. And I'm not going to disrespect them by saying they weren't a country club. But all I'm saying is the members of this country club were from Eastern Kentucky, if I can just say it like that.
It's a bunch of rowdy fucking people that are like, we got money from coal and we make a lot of money, but I was raised mudding and doing all sorts of crazy shit.
100%.
Love it.
100%. And I actually really enjoyed that because it was a single bartending job. Like you never have more than one bartender on, and it was the same customers, and so they were really forgiving when it comes to like learning how to make drinks and stuff. And in a place like that, everybody's drinking, you know, wine or Jack and Coke, or you're not like making craft cocktails at a place like that.
Like a lot of those people that are like country clubs, they usually they've been drinking the same thing for 20 fucking years and they're not gonna change. And chances of you messing up their drinks is like very low. Any video they're like, it's still alcohol, I'm not gonna fucking throw it away. I'll drink it.
The nicest people for sure. Yeah, whenever anybody asks me about getting into bartending, they're like, you know, like what do you need, what do I need to know? And I always tell them, like, you don't really need to know much other than you need to know the liquors, of course. Yeah. I was like, but when it comes to memorizing all of these mixed drinks, people order the same 10 things. It's no matter where you go, it's the same 10 drinks typically that you're making. So learn the foundation, and after that, if anybody orders something, just
Google,
ask
baby.
them. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. You have
fun. Well, I didn't have that back then. Yeah,
like
when I was not on Google.
Dude, I had a slide phone.
Oh yeah.
Like I didn't have Google, so like back then I actually had to know most of the drinks.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you had this drink somewhere. What's it called? Oh, that.
Oh, yeah, I can absolutely
listen,
make that.
I don't know how I make it, but I'll figure it out. Yeah. They're like, really? I was like, oh, yeah. It was like, yeah, it's in Google. There's fucking recipes everywhere. Like,
Easy.
Whatever.
Easy. And I have no shame about it. I'll just pull my phone out. Yeah, one sec. All right.
I've been doing this for 15 years, and there's still every now and then somebody pops up and says, like, oh, I want this. And I'm like, I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure it's on Google. So I'll fucking Google it.
Yeah.
And I have countless amounts of drink recipes in my brain somehow because
it's back there. I gotta find it.
But I know that every now and then, like if somebody says like I know all the drinks in the world, no, you don't.
No, you don't. Stop.
You're full of shit.
Just stop.
Just
shut the fuck up. Because anybody that knows anything knows we don't know all the drinks. So if you're telling me you do, then I know like you're not shit.
If somebody comes in an interview and tells me like, oh, I know I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother with this person because I know.
Okay. Yeah. Well, now it's like since I think social media has changed the drink game significantly.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like we're coming out with all of these craft cocktails. Like we're in this craft cocktail movement.
It's crazy.
Which I love it. I love it. It's awesome. You know, if I'm paying $15 for a drink, I want it to taste good. And I like knowing that I can go to this place and I can have this drink and that place for this drink, you know. Yeah. But the problem is somebody goes on vacation and they have this like cocktail and then they come back to me and they're like, well, not problem, actually it is a good thing, and because that's how you learn, but then they'll like, I need this. I'm like, I've never even heard of that. I don't know how to make that. And that's all the time, you know. So
it happens so often now that like, oh, so I saw this drink on TikTok. I was like, okay, do you have the video? At least if you have the video I can. Well, it was red.
It was red. Okay, I got you.
Gotta narrow it down a little bit more. I got you. So that's kind of like,
I'll make anything you want red.
Is that, you know, cranberry juice? I'll put a slice of something on top.
There you go. And they love it. Yeah. Bam. Done. Boom.
TikTok.
Get TikTok.
So how do you get in the industry originally? So you started the industry in Kentucky, right?
I did, yeah.
How old were you?
19.
19.
Yep. Well, I was waiting tables. So I'd already waited. I've been in the hospitality industry and the service industry since 16, or 15, actually.
So what was your first job as a sacrificial lamb to the industry gods?
Bob Evans.
Oh, God.
Bob fucking Evans. Yes. Yeah. And this was back when you could smoke inside. And yeah, so the restaurant had the non-smoking or smoking side, and the the divider between the two was this like dirty ass yellowed glass, and it wasn't even like a separate room. It was literally like a little piece of glass. I'm like, that does nothing.
Like plexiglass.
Yeah, I was like, fucking nothing. But okay, would you like to sit on this side or that side? Whatever.
That's so gross.
But nobody wants to work the smoking side. It sucks. It sucks. And I was the sacrificial lamb, as you said. Like so that was my first job. I almost exclusively worked the smoking side of Bob Evans. That's what I put it on my resume. Yeah, it wasn't full Bob Evans. It was the smoking side of Bob Evans. Yeah.
How did you stay in the industry after that? Like, I would have just been like,
God, the money. Nobody, at 15, most people are working at Publix or
like
packing groceries or babysitting.
Fucking Aeropostale or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Making $6 an hour.
Oh, I got fired. That was actually my first job. I lasted 2 weeks.
Worked at Aeropostale.
I didn't know it was the Buckle. It was the Buckle. Do you remember the Buckle?
No.
It was a blue jean store. I didn't know how to fold the fucking blue jeans. Like they wanted you to fold them and then organize them by wash, like color.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. How do you fucking? They're blue jeans. What do you want? They're all blue jean. I don't know. So anyway, I made that 2 weeks, but and they paid me $3 an hour, and I was going to get commission. It's like, how am I going to get commission? I don't know I can't do this. This is not for me. So anyway, that put me into the Bob Evans. But yeah, my very first shift I ever worked, I think I made like $120. And to a 15-year-old, $120? Yeah, okay.
Bro.
Yeah. Do you need me to light your cigarette, Marge?
like,
I will light that with your pancakes.
I get mesothelioma over here in this bitch. I don't get emphysema.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
whatever you need, Bob, I got you. Yeah, so then I did that until I was 18, until I graduated high school. And then I don't even know how I got that job at American Turners. I think it was like a friend of a friend type thing because they had like a softball league also. And so I don't know. I just ended up there and I worked there for about a year and a half, 2 years. While I was simultaneously doing the club job, the nightclub thing, and then worked my way out of Turner's.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you moved into, the nightclub scene, started working at 4th Street.
Oh, yeah. So I actually only did the nightclub thing for like a year. I was done. That is a rough life. You can't maintain that because the sleep, but the lifestyle.
You get out, you party like
you get out and you party, and what comes with the partying is all the other stuff.
Nightclub gigs, nightclub gigs are rough because I did that in New York, and it was one of those things where you're like, you get, like you said, you get out. It's not like you're going to bed. Like you're either going to home to get drunk and go to bed, or you're going to somebody's house to get drunk, or you're going to an after hours spot and party.
Yes,
and then like you're not going to bed until like noon, and then you have to get up and do it all over again. But when you're working at the nightclub, like, you're doing shots behind the bar all night.
Yeah.
You're partying just as much as you're working. Like you're downing fucking shots of tequila or whiskey with Red Bull.
Man,
just to keep you going. Yeah. It was bad.
It's not a healthy life. It's fucking fun.
It's a lot of money too.
A lot of money, and it's fun.
But it takes a toll on you. Yeah.
Where'd that money go, by the way? Where did it go?
To the after hours spot. That's where it went.
Making 6 figures. Where is that money now?
I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna look. I made $1,200, and I'm gonna go to the after hours spot. I'm gonna spend fucking $600 on a bottle of fucking vodka. Let's go. 100%. Dumbass.
Yeah, I have nothing to show for it.
Oh yeah,
other than some
same
foggy memories.
Oh, and like yeah. Good memories, bad memories.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It'll blends in together.
I think the tipping point was one night at the bar. I went into the back to get whatever I needed. And the owner of the club is literally like vomiting in the sink, like stupid blackout, messed up. And I was like, this is not normal. I should not work here. Yeah. I should be done doing this. I don't want to end up like that, But yeah, so then I left there and I actually started working at, it was one of those businesses where a bunch of rich white guys got together and started a business, and it failed after like 2 years.
Yeah.
But I'm not even going to say the name of it, but it was like an arcade bar. So it was like a restaurant, an arcade, a bowling alley. It actually was super, super fun, but it was so poorly run that it just didn't.
So they will like come in and like each one of them has a tab. and they'll get drunk and bring their friends, and nobody pays for anything, and that's why you get thrown down to the ground.
Exactly what happened. Yes.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah, that's 100% what happened. And you know, it had potential. It was a really fun bar.
A lot of times it's like really good ideas and like
Mhm.
really good like gigs and places and locations, and they have the funding to make it run, but
Yep.
it's just it becomes
like their like little personal
like man cave entertainment, and they bring like their girlfriends or like their friends, like everybody there, like a shot for here, and they don't realize that all of that adds up quick.
That is where I learned the bartender code, where if you come in with one woman today and you come in with another woman tomorrow, I don't say shit.
Pay up, bitch.
Yeah. Show me the money.
Yeah.
Todd.
Listen, Todd. I know you're 40, you're divorced.
Yeah.
And you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And this is neither your ex-wife or your girlfriend.
Yep.
And I will take this to the grave.
Yeah.
But you gotta show some love.
Come on, man.
You gotta show me some love.
Come on, man. You're making me complicit. You're making me complicit. You need
and they'll hook you up. Like, I will deny it to the fucking grave. Like, I will be like, listen, man, like, lady, what are you talking about? Like, he's never come here with another woman. No. I think he was here with his cousin. That's the only person, but that's about it. Like, they didn't even drink. No,
they had a little dinner and
it was all good.
Played
like
some weed.
Yeah. I'll do it.
Yeah.
But if you tip like shit,
it might slip. Something might slip.
I'd be like, hey, how's your girlfriend? Oh,
yeah.
Shit, this is not.
Yeah. Did you dye
your girlfriend?
Last time you were here, you were blonde.
Yeah, like, yeah.
No? Oh, it must have been someone else.
I have never found myself having to do that, but
yeah.
Because, you know, they know. They're like, hey, they have like the one spot where they're going to bring all the side pieces, and you're like,
yeah.
You know the drill, man. Yeah. 20% ain't going to cut it.
No.
Don't even worry about it.
If you're gonna involve me, then I'm involved.
Yeah, like I'll go in in. I'll go to battle for you, man. Here we go. But I got bills to pay, man.
I got bills.
So let's so
yeah, that's where I learned the bartender code. Was all of those little buddies, they got together and they started a bar, and they had a good time for 2 years.
That's a good run for a bar like that, though.
Yeah, it was a big ass bar too. Not gonna lie. Like, they did volume. Like, this thing could have been a Dave & Buster's, but
they fucked it up.
Man, they fucked it up.
So you are in Kentucky. You do all these things. You know, when you're going to nightclubs, you're going into this arcade situation. Bob Evans is where you start. How do you end up in Florida? Because now, so how do you make your way from you know, backwoods Kentucky? I'm just kidding. From Louisville, Kentucky, to Florida. So
I met a guy, as we do, and we got married and we had a kid, and we moved here to be closer to his family. And then we had a bunch more kids, and I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a little gap in my bartending because I was raising babies. So I raised 3 kids with him, and we adopted a daughter. And then when my youngest started going to school, I went back into bartending.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's so funny how you just kind of end up doing what you know. Like, it calls you. Like, we love to complain about it, but we always end up back here.
It's like you're going through the night, and you're like, in your mind, like, if somebody could read our minds, or like we can put like a microphone in our brain and like just let our thoughts run, and the things, like, you'll be like, this fucking bald guy over here just being a perv again, and you turn on here's Karen again.
Yeah,
he's gonna complain about her fucking Cosmo, and then you turn around, it's like this, and you're bitching and whining in your mind the whole night, and just smiling the whole time.
Never doing this again.
I'm like, I'm done. I swear to God, I gotta be done with this. And then at the end of the night, you're counting money. It's like, it ain't too bad.
We'll give it till tomorrow.
Yeah,
we'll see it tomorrow.
I'll do another week. Fuck it. That's like that. Like, that's how like the things work. Like, our brain is going like that. It's like when you pull out, I was like, oh, never mind. I guess it's all right. It ain't that bad.
It's not that bad. I'll make her 2.
I'll deal with Karen. I don't care.
A few Benjamins.
Fucking dog.
Okay. Yeah.
Fucking dog staring at my butt.
It does. It makes you feel like shit, though. It's like, God, I hate you so much, but like, I know you're gonna give me $100. Like, what does that say about me?
We sold our souls to the devil. That's what it is.
Truly, though, it feels
like, you know,
like, man, just gotta get my fix. Man, it sucks.
That is crazy.
But I love it. It's like, we love to torture ourselves. I love it.
I feel like there's this thing about bartenders where like we kind of like thrive in chaos, and there's like a like a
Yeah.
personality trait on people that work in this industry, especially bartenders, because we do feel like we are in a way like a bunch of misfits that we don't
So
really
true.
fit on like these corporate jobs a lot of time, or we do, but we still need our outlet. And like
Yeah.
bartending has become like an outlet for us, like for our shenanigans or our like
Absolutely.
smart assity, or just somewhere where we can just be ourselves and
Yeah.
not be in a cubicle and be like,
Yes.
like have a corporate job.
Yeah.
And it takes all the power in myself not to say something smart as
Oh gosh.
in a meeting.
I would be fired so fucking
Oh,
quickly.
like I'm like people say stuff and like the back of my brain is
Yeah.
like, oh my god, please say it, please say it. No, no. I'm like,
don't say it.
yeah,
don't
and I'm
say
like, I need to keep this
it. Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
It's a career.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
want that anymore. But and then the
Yeah.
meeting is over. And I was like,
Oh God.
God.
Well,
dang
yeah,
it, I
because
made
we're
it.
so quick on our feet behind the bar. If somebody says something stupid, we're like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah, I turn around like, dude,
Joe, like stop being a dickhead.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You know, we can't say that to somebody else.
or they say
Yeah.
something that sounds dirty, and you automatically turn it into a sexual innuendo in front of their
Yeah.
wives or husbands, and they just laugh
Yeah.
because the bar. But
Yeah.
if you did that to your corporate boss,
You'd end up in HR.
you will
so
become
quickly.
an HR adventure. real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have a whole file.
Oh yeah. So no, I have to like restrain myself, and it's rough.
Yeah. I know. That's why I always end up back behind the bar. I think I love not being. I think it's like a not being told what to do. You know, it's
That
almost
rebel in you.
yeah, it's like a rebellious industry. It's like I call the shots back here.
I
I'm
think
here
that's the
to serve
Kentucky in
you. Huh? Oh
think-
yeah.
Like, listen, I don't believe about like the Gemini or any of that crap, but I do believe that where you are from really impacts your personality.
I agree with there's that saying, wild horses and wild women from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're uncaged. Like, don't box us in. We don't do well with that.
So you get back. How do you get back into bartending after your kid's a little grown up, goes to school, and you're like just bored?
Yeah, I got so I was looking for a job to get kind of back into that part time. So I started working at Ryan's Pizza in Cocoa Village. You know that place?
Yeah.
So I didn't bartend there. They don't really hire bartenders. It's like one of those like you serve and then you whatever. Anyway, I worked there for 6 months and I got fired. I've never been fired from a job in my life. That was the only job I've ever been fired from. But it was almost a blessing because I was fired from there. And then I went to work at Beef O'Brady's, which I loved working at Beef O'Brady's.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. The people, the regulars at Beef O'Brady's, first of all, I had never even been to a Beef O'Brady's before I started working there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it's a whole fucking movement. Like people that go to Beef O'Brady's, like they're lifers. They're lifers. I've been coming to this Beef O'Brady's for 30 years. Oh shit.
So
30,
that's like
I've
their
been going
spot.
anywhere for 30 years. Holy shit.
That's crazy.
They love it. They love it. And it's like a dysfunctional family, between the staff and the regulars. And it was an awesome job. And then I was kind of at a point where I needed to start working like day shifts.
Yeah.
And that wasn't really available for me there. So I started working at the Walk-Ons, that Cajun restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah. So I did that for a little over a year, like a year and a half.
That's the one in Vieira, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great job also, but I was going through a divorce and I was moving. And so, I moved to Cocoa Beach in November and I came to hunker down and I interviewed with Katrina and next thing you know, I'm here and I feel like I'm a lifer here, man. Best job I've ever had.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Regulars are phenomenal. Staff there's not a single bartender here. And I feel like I hit the pot of gold that I don't love working with. So lucky.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so now we're
actually
at Cat 5.
That's actually a great that's actually a very lucky thing to do in this industry because normally there's always one person that everybody's like dreading it. And if you don't have it, it's probably you.
Oh my God. Is it me?
No.
It might be me.
But every now and then you run into places where you have like a really balanced crew where you bump heads every now and then, but it's not. It's just like the Raj anger, that like that.
God! And then when you're in the weeds, you're like, get the fuck out of my way.
And then like 2 minutes later, I was like, sorry about what I
Yeah.
said when I
Ooh.
was in the weeds,
Yeah,
and then
sorry about
everything's good.
Yeah.
But then there's that one
Yeah.
person that hold, that just keeps it going and
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, or like they don't hold their own weight. And, but
Yeah.
it's all right. It's just the
I
industry.
know.
It's like
It is the
everything.
industry, yes, so no, so I've been at Cat since February.
Category 5 in Cocoa
Category
Beach.
5.
I love this.
This place has evolved so much just since I've been here. Now it's starting to become like a nightclub during the
Nice.
weekends, and it's so fucking fun. We have great
and
music.
It's like a really nice spot though. Like everything,
Yeah.
like it's like the layout and everything is set up for both to be like a day kind of like spot right by the beach, and then you also have like that night, like it's dark, it's covered enough where when you're done with the beach, you go to a hotel, get a little cleaned up, and then come back out for like a nice dancing.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah, and we have like, oh, go ahead.
No, yeah, there's nothing like that in Cocoa Beach.
No.
So that's needed. Like everything's outdoors.
Exactly.
It's
and
fun.
we're just enough of like nice enough to take your date, but also like degenerate enough that you can just show up after the beach.
Yeah.
Like we toe the line, and it's fucking awesome. Like everybody is welcome here.
Like you don't want to be one of those like super exclusive nightclubs in a place where like it just makes it a hurdle. Sometimes you just want to get out of the beach and like just check your booty on the dance floor, and it's all right. And
you can come in Crocs or stilettos.
There you
Everybody's welcome.
And it's perfect.
Yeah.
That's a perfect balance.
Yeah.
It's Cocoa Beach. It's not Miami Beach.
No.
We don't want that vibe here.
No, we don't, honestly. It's not pretentious.
It's just laid back.
Very chill.
Island time.
Absolutely.
Chill.
Very chill. Everybody's kind. It's a great time.
Yeah. So you've been in the industry now for many years, right?
20.
So I'm sure you have a bunch of like crazy situations dealing with like crazy customers and stuff like that. I know that Cocoa Beach is known, and I did work in Cocoa Beach for a little while. Spring break. It's
spring break.
a very nightmarish time because we do have a lot of like college kids that come with like fake IDs. And then unfortunately we have these government agencies that don't have anything better to do, but instead of going after like really bad people, they decide to like try to bust bartenders for, I don't know, getting fooled by a fake ID or something every now and then. And like it's
good now.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You can't. It's not like 10 years ago where like you could grab a fake ID and not even look and be like, dude, this is like, are you serious? Like, did you buy these at the fucking gas station?
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
They're so good.
But now it's like, bro.
Man, I had no idea how far we've come. So my very first fake ID I made in the library at my high school. It's like the AV room, because they were laminated.
Yes.
And so all you had to do was like pull the laminate apart, tape your picture onto the thing, and then relaminate it.
That's it.
That's it. Done. Bam. Now it's not like that. Everything is scannable. So now I've just recently learned there's like websites you can go to, pay like a couple $100. They'll send you a word, like it's scannable. Like, fuck.
So,
it's so hard to tell.
Not long ago, I caught somebody with a fake ID, and the only reason I knew it's a fake ID, it's because I knew who they were, and I knew for a fact that they were not 21.
Yes.
And they were like, well, dude, like I'm 21, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I know you're not 21. I know you're 19 years old because I know your parents.
Oh my God. Is that how old we are? We know people's parents.
I know. What the fuck? It's like, dude, your parents are regulars. Like, I know who they are. And then like, they come here like, and this kid was all like, oh, I was like, listen, let's do something.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the cops and I'm going to give him this. And if it checks out, I'll serve you as much as you know what? I'm never coming back here. I was like, don't worry about it. Like, I'll talk to your mom.
Yeah.
I'll tell your mom.
Yeah. I'll tell your mom. Oh,
and
God.
It was hilarious. But if it wasn't because I knew who this kid was, like, I wouldn't ever in a million years know that, like, he looked like, that's another thing. Like, kids here, like, I don't know what's on their food. Like, you guys in America, they're like this full beard and everything. Yeah. I'm like how
12.
old are you? 13. I'm like, oh. Yeah. I was like, and same, like, it's super weird. Like, a lot of these kids look older than me. And I'm like,
I know.
Dude.
And the girls are so young, but they dress so grown. And I try to think back at that age, and I'm like, did I do that?
I see pictures of me when I was 18 and I look like a child.
Like so awkward.
I was, yeah.
I was shopping at Wet Seal Like, and Charlotte Russe. And now these girls have access to like online show. They're buying from these boutiques. I mean, everybody looks fucking, everybody's a 10.
Yeah.
Everybody's a 10. I'm like, I don't know. You could be 21.
It's
I don't
weird.
fucking know.
It's super weird.
I had an ID come in not that long ago. I think it was actually an Arizona ID. Have you had an Arizona ID? Those things don't expire until like 2050. They're like a 30-year expiration. I'm like, there's no way this is real.
Yeah, it is.
There's no way.
It is.
It is.
It's so
You know?
fucking stupid.
Oh my God. I'm like, how can you tell? Like, I mean, all the fake IDs now need to be coming from Arizona.
That happened to me at Murdoch's, and I kind of I honestly, for a long time, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That
was my first one. Yeah.
But the person that gave me the ID looked old enough. Like you could see some like.
You're like, I know there's no
like,
reason for this to be fake.
Like I carded the other person that was with them because the other person looked young, but I didn't want to be rude and be like, no, you're good. Like, let me see yours too. Yeah. But I was like, okay, this is weird. Yeah. And I went home, Googled it, looked it up, and I was like, that's weird.
It's wild. And working in Cocoa Beach specifically has been interesting with the ID situations because we get so many tourists, especially when like the cruises come in and stuff.
Oh God.
We'll get a lot of people from different countries. So many people. So I'm checking visas and passports and like I'm having people come in from, like other South American countries with their like cedulas, like, I'm like, I don't know how to read this. Like this might be fake. I have no idea. Yeah. Like you got to be on your game and it's challenging. With how far the fake IDs are.
Oh yeah, and it's bad. It's getting bad. Yeah. So that's why I saw like some of these government agencies that are trying to like screw over bartenders. Like
I know. God, I'm doing my best.
Like I had a coworker at the Burge. She got busted. She was like 8.5 months pregnant. Oh no. And I was like I wasn't even there.
The customer or the employee?
No, like the employee. She was like working like her last week before going into pregnancy leave, and then she gets busted. And like they sent a guy that was like 6 foot tall with a beard, and I was like, oh, she didn't card them because she was on a Friday lunch busted, man, like balls to the wall moment. And she said her beer, and they came back and busted her. I was like, what kind of like? If I was that agent, I would be like, I'm gonna let this go. Like I'm not care. Like, don't even like.
Kick a horse in her down. Yeah. Like golly.
I was like,
I remember being 8 months pregnant. Your brain is not fully functioning at 8 months pregnant.
It's like it's bro. Like
yeah.
And even if it was fully like even like regardless of that, like have a little like empathy for the love of God.
Don't send the man that looks grown to try to bust me. Send somebody that I actually stand a chance.
But that's the thing is like it makes it into like some like borderline entrapment where like you're just trying to like just get people for like if you really want to boss people for like selling alcohol to minors, like go to liquor stores or something. That's where the problem is. Like if a kid comes with a fake ID, you should probably go after the kid with a fake ID and not the person that becomes a victim because of the fake ID.
I know.
So it's just really weird. So
yeah, we get a lot of that here too, with people buying drinks for people waiting for them outside. They'll come in just a single person. They're like, can I get like 6 shots of tequila? Yeah. Like who the fuck is taking these? Like, where is the rest? Are you taking? I'm gonna watch you take all of these. Like where's the rest of the people?
It like we become like responsible for all these people at the end of the day, and it's just like a lot of people don't understand that.
It's a babysitting job. It's not just making drinks, and you got to be careful. You don't want to like overserve people, or if somebody comes in and they do get overserved, then you got to like make sure they get home safe.
Yeah, otherwise you can try and do everything you can in your power. So if they come after you, then they're like, "Oh, I did try to warn you."
Yeah,
but
I know
it's ridiculous. But so let me ask you something, because I also know that you have like an interesting story, and it's because I know, I'm from Colombia, and when I first met you, you told me about like an awesome story.
Yeah.
How do you end up in Colombia? Like that's one of those things that I was kind of like, I know you've been to Colombia, and I want to know like how that happened. Yeah. So, because I don't meet many people from Kentucky, where I moved to when I first migrated to the U.S. to go actually
what a small
Colombia. It's crazy.
You and I.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was, at the time I was attending a church. This was probably when was that? 2016. And, my church was doing a mission trip to Cali, Colombia. Well, it's actually a Hamandi, which is outside, but the big city is Cali. So we were going to Colombia for a week. And the church that was hosting us, did like a ladies' night. and there was all of the people that come to the church, and then all the women from my church. So we were all spending the night together, or the day together. And at the end of the of the evening, the the pastor's wife comes up to me. And she's like, "Hey, there's a little girl here that that is in foster care. She's an orphan. Do you want to meet her?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." And I said, "How old is she?" And she told me 3. But this was all in Spanish. My Spanish is not perfect. And so she told me 3. She said 13. I thought she said 3. So when she walks me up to this little girl, and I see like basically like a woman standing in front of me, I was just like, oh my God. But it was 10 o'clock at night. And I walk up, she's like introducing me to this little girl, and she's standing in the doorway getting ready to leave with her foster mom. And it was like out of a movie. It was like one of those slow motion scenes where the entire room goes blurry and you just like hyper focus on like one person.
Yeah.
And the sun was like shining down on her. And it was the most surreal moment of my life. And I saw her and I just was like, oh my God, that's my daughter. I'm supposed to be her mom. And it was the most powerful feeling and emotion I've ever experienced in my entire life.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Oh God. So I spoke to her just a little bit, and she was so shy. She was just so timid. She was just a doll. And so, so she went home, and then I told he's now my ex-husband, but I told him at the time, I think I met our daughter. I think we're supposed to adopt this little girl. And so, so they met, and then we agreed, and it took 2 years to bring her home.
That's crazy.
It was the toughest 2 years. But she came home in 2018, and when she was almost 15 years old. Yeah, that was 4 years ago now.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's really awesome of you, because I feel like a lot of people wouldn't do that, especially because of how burdening the process is, like the adoption process, and then now you have to add on top of that the immigration process.
Yes,
and I know what it is doing immigration.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Challenging, and Colombia is actually part of the Hague Treaty, which means you can't pick your kid that you adopt. You go on a list and you get whoever's at the list. And we knew we wanted her. And we were so sure that we were supposed to be her parents that we even discussed, if we can't make this work, then we're going to move there until she's 18, and then we'll bring her back. That's how crazy. I've never been more sure of anything in my life. And it was hard. I mean, it was really fucking hard. And we had to hire we went through like 3 adoption agencies trying to find somebody to help us. And we had to hire a lawyer in Colombia to help us because Joanna was she was close to aging out, because I believe at 16, you can't be adopted out of the country anymore in Colombia.
That's so weird.
And so she was close. And so we felt, that pressure of the time. And so we were going to make this happen regardless of whatever it took, whether we had to go there, we had to hire 1 million people. But it ended up working out. And yeah, she's been here, and she's like the light of my life. She's amazing.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. She's an asshole. But I think that's why I love her so much. Colombian. She's meant to be with me.
And she's a rebel.
Yeah. Oh God. She's feisty.
But that's again like the whole like where you're from really like shapes up who you are as a person.
Oh, so, I don't quit.
I feel like that's why I feel like I fit in so well when I lived in Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's because in a way Colombians have like also that like untamable spirit.
Yes.
We're like
passionate.
We're very like wild in our own ways. Yes. Like we're like very like now against the current.
Yeah.
We're a bunch of misfits. We don't really
absolutely
fit on a box. We like to like break out of that. So and I feel like that's people from Kentucky.
That's probably why we get along so well.
Yeah. I mean it's like we're just a bunch of like little
good thing rebels. We didn't know each other before kids. Like, we probably would have gotten into so much trouble. Like, holy shit.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Good old Kentucky. That is really awesome. That's something that when you told me about that, I was so amazed by it, because, I mean, it's just I've never met anybody that actually has adopted somebody from Colombia. And when you told me the story, I was like, you told me, oh, I've been to Colombia. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, awesome. Like, my first thought was like, she probably went to Colombia for vacation, or like a
Yeah.
friend of hers got married in Colombia because that's
Sure.
a thing. But when you started telling me about the adoption and stuff, I was like, that is a whole different
Oh man.
thing. Like, I never even imagined that
Yeah.
that's what you were talking about.
When we had, so I had been a few times because since it took so long to adopt her, I wanted to visit her, you know, so I repeatedly, I would go back and I would spend time with her. But when it came time to adopt her, we took the kids, like my 3 sons,
Yeah.
we all went and we spent a month in Colombia. And I'm telling you, these little Rockledge, Florida boys in Colombia, oh gosh, because it's almost like the rainforest in some parts, you know, like you go in, it is like
hot,
oh God,
especially where you were. Because where I'm from, it's cold.
Well, we went there too in Bogota, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we went. I couldn't fucking breathe there. Holy shit!
It's
so like the
high
peak of a
mountains.
mountain.
Yeah, it's
God
so way up there.
I slept sitting up for 2 weeks because I was like, if I lay down, I'm not waking up because I'll suffocate.
It's rough. Like the first couple of days, like even me growing up there, when I went back the first time, like I almost ended up in the I ended up in the hospital getting oxygen because I decided to go play soccer that same day. And I was like
acclimated yet.
I was like, no, I need oxygen. So I ended up having to go to the hospital because of that. But now, after like the second night, you kind of like acclimate, but you just gotta really take it really easy the first couple of days.
Yeah,
really easy.
So I threw my back out when we were there. My back went out totally and I was in so much pain. And so my like adoption liaison person was like, just go to the pharmacy and they'll give you something. I'm like, go to a pharmacy? What are they going to do? Okay. Yes. So my Spanish is very minimal. And so I'm trying to communicate with the pharmacist. And eventually we come to a mutual understanding that he understands my back is out and I'm in pain. So then he was like, come on to this room in the back. I was like, okay. So he takes me to this room that's literally just a curtain. Like he opens up the curtain and he puts me down like face first on this table. I mean, it was like a full, he gave me I was like, I have no idea what's happening right now. I'm really hoping I make it out of this alive. And I'm hoping that we're understanding the same thing. Like whatever you're about to treat me for, I hope we're on the same page because I don't know what's happening right now. And so, yeah, he's like, okay, pull the pants down. So my ass is out and everything. And he's just like, pop a shot into my back, pull my pants up and send me on my way. I was like, I've never in my life.
So,
and it was just Colombia, a drugstore. I mean, I got a shot for my ass and I also bought a soda pop.
Yeah. In pharmacies in Colombia, you can buy antibiotics without a prescription.
Yeah.
And like, it's not like here where you walk and it's like over the counter, like everything's behind the counter. Yes, but you don't need a prescription. You just have to like, hey, so I have this. And they're like, just take this, that'll help you. And they'll just give you something. I was like, oh, like, you know, they'll give you a shot of penicillin in that little room.
Yes, in the little room.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, yeah, done.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, because they're qualified to do that, but
no, it's super weird. I was great. Like, within 24 hours, I was much better. But I was like the communication, the language barrier.
It's scary.
Yeah, I was like, God, I hope we know what we're both doing here.
Plus, you also have the cultural shock because like, you don't have that in the U.S. Yeah. Like, you don't go to CVS and say like, hey, you know what? I threw my bag. Do you want to like? Is there anything you can give me? It's like, no, you have to go to a doctor, get a prescription. They probably do it at the doctor's office. No, like,
that's you something that you guys got right for sure.
Like the first time I got sick, cough and everything, like in Colombia, you will go to the pharmacy and tell like, hey, I need 3 ibuprofens and 3 amoxicillin, like 800 milligrams, and that's it. That was we used to call the marriage because you take 2 together and then you're done. That's it. Like you take 2 of each, like every 8 hours, and then by the 3rd day, you're feeling perfect. Sure. Well, I got sick in the US. I was like, I went to CVS. I'm like, we're like, okay, I don't know what to do. So I went to get amoxicillin. They're like, no, you need a prescription for that. I was like, I don't even have a doctor. So I had to go to a doctor. The doctor had to like do all the. I was like,
oh my gosh, it's so.
And redundant. I just get it from the.
I know.
So for the longest time, we used to like. When we went to Colombia, we'll bring like a box of amoxicillin with us just to have it at home.
I think I brought home a shit ton of prednisone for that exact thing. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to get it here.
Yeah.
It was so inexpensive.
It's so cheap because they have, they don't have like these, what's it called, patent laws and stuff like that when it comes to that. So the Colombian pharmacy labs can actually
Like whip it up back
do
there.
the generic version of it, and it's all good. Like it's safe.
Like $4.
Yeah, it's all safe and everything. You can. It's just generic.
Yeah,
and
you have to have a lot of trust though.
Oh yeah, you have to really go to like. You can't go to just any pharmacy. You have to go to like, something that looks pretty decent, or like a brand, but like you also have to be careful. But also when you do, it's safe. It's like you're more likely to get poisoned with forfeit alcohol, like liquor, than you are with like medication in Colombia.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's it's crazy.
Man,
that's one of those things. Yeah, because people do it's. And
how messed up is America that you can trust our liquor more than you can trust our medicine?
I think that it's a well balanced regulation thing with the liquor, because in Colombia liquor is very over regulated.
Mm-hmm.
So making liquor is very expensive, so it's cheaper to just buy regular liquor and then water it down with other things, like kind of like cut it, and that's when you get like bad liquor. And that's why it's because it's very monopolized. The companies that can make liquor in Colombia, it's like a huge monopoly that was regulated into that. That's why it leads to that, like that overregulation.
Right. I bet bartending in Colombia is so different.
I started bartending in Colombia.
No way.
Yes, and it was very different.
Were you mixing the liquor cocktails?
Mm-hmm.
Were you doing? Okay, so yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I did not mixing the liquor, but like I was making cocktails.
Sure.
So yeah, but it was very different, very different, and people in Colombia, not me personally, but a lot of people that have money in Colombia, they're very pretentious.
Yeah.
So it becomes a little bit
challenging.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Personality wise.
And they're more like everything come through the eyes. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're trying to sell everything through their eyes rather than anything else.
Oh, I think
so they want to see a show.
Down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
But I would not survive there.
So I'm really happy that you joined us today. I mean, I was really excited because when I met you and, we did the bartenders party and everything, and that was so much fun.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
I think they're doing another one.
Oh, I'm going to use a little more self-restraint, I think, on the second one.
Oh, yeah.
That one, I slept on my bathroom floor. Oh, it was a great time. But that title never felt so good.
There was so many bartenders. I've never seen so many bartenders drunk at the same place.
But
never.
The problem is we were all just feeding each other. It was like,
but everything was smooth.
Oh, it was awesome.
It's perfect. It was
awesome.
I've never seen so many like fucked up people at the same time in my life. But there was no
classy.
Fights.
It was classy.
There was nothing crazy. We were all looking after each other.
It was excellent.
I was like, this is beautiful.
Excellent. Because bartenders, we know how to handle our shit. Most of us.
Even if we're like bent over on the fucking curb, like we're still not being an asshole.
I'm going to do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it in the way that will least inconvenience everybody else.
I'm going to fall with grace.
Yeah.
Gracefully.
If I puke on your floor, I will clean it up.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those things, like we do have that, like we have the other side, and so we get a little more considerate. But they were all mad. Like I was sober.
So fun. Oh yeah.
And I was sober. I was like,
yeah. Even the ones you'd least expect. You were like, oh God, you're so straight. Like but like I guess we just like gave you a freedom pass. Like,
and then they just flipped.
But it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great party.
Such a good job on that.
Like cool Renee and Shelly was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
putting them to
work. Like seeing all these managers like trying to like make drinks. I was like, ow.
I know. I just wanted to fuck with I'm gonna send this shit back.
It's like this is like shit. It's a non-alcoholic beer. Yeah, I don't know what you did.
Yeah,
to it.
you fucked it up.
How you fucked that up?
I know.
But it was funny. It was a great night. And then I got to like meet you there. Then I came in and talked to you because I reached out to you on Facebook and I was like, hey, this is what we got going on. Well, because you get like, this is the whole idea with this. Is like when I meet up so many people and like share their stories, like everybody has a unique story.
Yeah.
We're not, you're just a bartender, because there's that stereotype.
I know.
And I don't think it's fair.
It's like we become
it's not a real job. When are you gonna get a real job? Like, bitch, I make more money than you.
That question, I think that we've kind of, at least as far as I've seen, evolved a little bit out of that.
Yeah,
but I will say, as a parent, You know,
It's
there's some stigma that comes with it.
yeah.
Because, you know, you go to like, pick up your kids, or you go to your kids' event, whatever, at school, their play, and they're like, oh, I gotta go to work, honey. Oh, where do you work? Oh, well, I gotta go help a bunch of people get drunk. You know,
So what do you do for a living? Oh, I work at a bank. Oh, I'm this. Oh, I'm a marketing, blah, blah, blah. I babysit drunk adults to make sure that they don't die.
100%.
Take their money.
I'm gonna fix my resume to say adult babysitter.
Adult babysitter. I think I put that on my resume.
Yeah, I'm doing that
at some point. And it was hilarious as a joke. But yeah.
I know. I don't even know how to fill out applications anymore in a serious way. You know, like I fill out applications like to work at the bar or whatever. It's like special skills, like being a dickhead, sarcasm. Yeah, like office quotes. I don't know. Yeah. I love it though. That's what it's just it's exactly what she said. 100%. Oh my god, I dropped so many. That's what she said a day.
So don't you feel like you develop like a weird acute hearing like a superpower or something like that, where like you are on a loud place with a lot of people talking, but if somebody on the opposite end of the bar says something where you can respond to with that's what she said, like you 100%. Could literally do it. Yeah, well, it happens.
Yeah, it's a superpower.
Yes,
it's not all of us are gifted with it, but those of us that are, we use it wisely.
My wife, it's like she's like, I don't understand how I go to this night when you're working and it's super loud music and people are like telling you you're doing their drinks and you catch every single thing that you hear. Like you hear everything. But we get home and you have to put the TV at like 100 because you're deaf. Like, or I'm like, my wife will talk to me like next to me and I will not fucking hear what she's saying. And it's not because I'm not like, I'm ignoring her or anything. I just like literally, I'm like, what you said? But at the bar, like somebody tells me from 20 feet away.
How do we do that?
I want a lemon drop martini. Full music, live band playing. I'm like, oh yeah, done. I got you. Here.
Oh my god.
I don't know.
So true.
I don't know what that is. But I get home and I'm like, oh, I can't hear the TV. My wife is like,
I've been on for 10 years. Well, everything I watch is with subtitles.
Okay, so I do it for two reasons. One, because I think I did get my hearing checked and it said it was okay. So
really,
but I just have that where I have to have the subtitles to understand. But if there's anything with like a British accent or a Scottish accent, I have to put, because I can't understand anything. Like we watch Outlander, that show with my wife, and like every 2 minutes I'm like, what did he say? What does that mean? What does that mean? Because, you know, English is my second language. And like, you know, my wife is this ginger white girl from upstate New York, country girl. So it's like, oh, that means that. And it's just one of those things where like, I have to put the subtitles and I'm just kind of like watching and just kind of like reading along.
It's so true. You know, like, because we do the nightclub thing here at CAT on Fridays and Saturdays. So starting at 9, we have the DJ and it's from 9 to 2. And the music is so fucking loud. So probably for like 10, 12 hours after a shift, I still am like, I get home and I'm screaming and like, why are you talking so loud? I'm like, I can't help it.
When I was in New York doing nightclubs, I used to put little earplugs. I
think I'm at that age. I probably need to start doing that.
Because it was like my ears started to ring for a while. Like it got like I did it for like I was working there for a while, and then at some point I started noticing that like you said, like the next day I'll be talking super loud, and then my cousins or my friends were like, "What? Like why are you?" I was screaming? Like, well, I don't know, I'm not, like I just can't, or like they'll talk to me. So I started wearing little earplugs.
Did that help?
Yes, it did help. It just makes it a little more difficult to like hear people talk, but like
I don't know. That might be
protecting your ears as well. It kind of helps a lot.
I know.
Like you gotta. It's like wearing shoes, like picking your good shoes.
What the fuck? I don't.
Like,
like
I remember when I would be able to go to Walmart and get like the $15 like non-sleeps and be fine. Now I'm like, no, I need New Balances, baby. I need $120 shoes and put the Dr. Schools in it. So
you know what my favorite shoes to bartend in are? Actually, is my Doc Martens.
I heard that a lot.
I do really well with those. Those work for me.
I've heard that a lot from a lot of people. I just feel like it will kill my, like I have a bad ankle from soccer.
They're heavy shoes.
Yeah,
if you have
so
a bad
they will
ankle,
fuck me up. But I have New Balances.
Oh.
New Balance has a non-slip,
Yeah.
like running shoes.
Yeah.
Like they basically grab their running shoes and turn it, then put a non-slip sole on it
For like behind the bar.
for people that work in the industry, and they're like,
Yeah.
like you're walking on clouds. It's amazing.
I can't. Yeah, I feel like New Balances are right up there with Crocs. I just can't make myself do it.
Sometimes they're not like
so
the
many
the white ones.
bartenders
Yeah.
that wear the Crocs behind the bar.
I can't.
They love it. They
I
swear
can't.
by it. I
No.
can't do it. I'm
I'll
like, I
rip and fall on those
literally-
things.
Not even that. It's just like a pure principle thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm fucking 30.
It was
years
like,
old.
wasn't
I'm
that-
not wearing Crocs.
Do you know about the thing
love
with
them.
Idiocracy, where like
Oh,
that movie?
yeah.
That the shoes, they picked those shoes because they didn't think that the shoes were never gonna cut up because they were so stupid.
Yes.
And like now it's just like,
Yeah.
we do live in that movie now. Fuck,
God,
it has
so
happened.
Ugly.
They're
I
so
hate them.
ugly.
I hate them.
And now
People
all these
love them,
kids
though.
put like the little like
The charms. I actually just, my son turned 9 and I bought him for his birthday for his Crocs. They make little flashlights. So, you know, they put charms in their Crocs. So
Yeah.
They make flashlights. So it's like one little thing and you press the button and you have flashlights on your shoes. Like, why?
my daughter
why?
wanted Crocs and I told her no.
Yeah.
I was like, no. Like there
I
are
can't
things
do
that
it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
let you do, whatever.
God.
Paint your hair purple. I don't care.
Yeah.
You ain't wearing those things. They're stupid.
They're so sad. They're so stupid. And with the socks and the Croc, I can't. What are we doing? Are your feet fucking wet the whole night? Like, I don't get. They
It's
love it
just
though.
No, I can't. I don't get it. But
yeah, I'm not on that.
but
Croc
that's the
line.
thing about this industry is like we have so many. It's such a diverse crowd,
Yeah.
and we're just a bunch of fucking misfits. Like we like we're a special breed. Like I don't think this is a job for everybody.
Yeah.
I think this is a job that anybody could do for
Yeah.
sure, but I don't think it's a job for like that anybody can do for a couple of years.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it more than 10 years,
Are you a lifer?
you have to be
You do.
a special breed of for like an individual that has like that wit and that like smart
Yeah.
ass personality. You have to be
do.
fluent in
You gotta have a little bit
sarcasm.
of an asshole.
And you have to have like like a thick skin
Mhm.
and be able to like talk shit without being offensive.
And,
It's a
and
very
take it.
yes. You have to like be able to have a good comeback or talk shit, but without just being an asshole.
Yeah.
If you can tell something offensive to somebody to their face and they laugh, you could make it happen.
Man.
Because that's the thing. It's like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do this and that, and like
Absolutely.
you think so. You can
Yeah.
like it's not just making drinks.
Yeah. I did that not that long ago. I actually kind of felt bad. Thankfully, they laughed. God, it was such a stretch. It was in the middle of a Friday night rush. It was like 12 in the morning. I mean, and I am fucking like 8 people deep in my list of of people I need to get to, and I'm drowning. Okay, and we're pouring sweat. The AC's not working. Whatever. I'm dying. And this girl comes up to the bar, and this bitch orders a mojito. And I looked at her, and I was like, straight to her face. I was like, "Fuck you. Order something else." And she laughed. She's like, okay, I'll have yada yada. I was like, thank you and God bless. You know, I gave her a little extra heavy pour because I was like, fuck
I'll take
you.
care of you,
Don't
but
fucking
like,
make me make you a
no.
Look at this place. Do you think I want? No. What else?
Moving on.
No. God,
Moving on.
you're such a bitch. Why would you do that? Do you hate me? Do you hate
See,
me?
my pet peeve is people asking for fucking frozen drinks.
Oh
like,
my God.
Grow the fuck up. Your
Oh.
fucking pan.
Why?
This is not fucking 7-Eleven. If you want a fucking smoothie, go to the gas station and
Poor
fuck
Mo.
right
I work
off.
with this guy Mo, and it always happens to him. He always gets stuck with that. I don't know how they flock to him. I don't know, but yeah, I looked over that same night, that Friday night. We're all absolutely fucking drowning, and he's making a pina colada for this grown ass man. I was like, Mo.
I judged him. Like I turned around,
yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah, that'll be $30. Do you still want it?
Plus, there's a universal rule. Anybody that orders a frozen drink, they tip like shit every single time.
I don't think this guy tipped. I think he didn't tip Mo.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's a
Why?
law.
Why do you hate us?
There are things that like I 100% believe that
God.
that like it's like the
Yeah.
guy that smokes Marlboro Reds and like drinks Bud Light Heavy, but he orders it like he doesn't order it like, can I get a Budweiser? But they say, can I get a Bud Heavy? He has a domestic violence charge, or he is soon to have one
Or soon-
for sure, because he's gonna finish that drink and go fight his wife.
So true.
I'm telling you.
It's
Then there's a guy with the rumple.
and if they order a Jack Daniel shot on the side, Watch
That's
out.
it.
Watch out, Linda. I'm
Yeah.
going to give you a heads up.
I'm sorry, like, hey, Karen,
You should not be home when he comes
just
home.
go to your parents.
Yeah.
I know it's so fucked up to make fun of. They're like, whatever.
If you order a Jack shot and a Bud Heavy, I know everything I need to know about you.
Or like you're in Cocoa Beach. Like, I'm sure you've seen the bald guy on like his late 40s, early 50s that drinks shots of Rumpelmans and is divorced. But his kids are old enough that he doesn't have to pay child support anymore, and his ex-wife got remarried, so he's off the hook.
Yeah.
So he got a condo in Cocoa Beach, and now he chases 22-year-old girls
with the Rumpelmans.
Yes.
Jesus, Rumpelmans is making a comeback.
Gross.
Why is it coming back?
Because fucking TikTok.
Oh, it's TikTok?
I don't know.
I don't use.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
I don't have TikTok, but everything seems to make a
everything
comeback because
it
of
does.
TikTok.
Oh,
and
is
then
it? TikTok.
I just feel like it's like one of those things where like somebody said it was cool to drink it, and we all know that it tastes like shit and it's gross.
Yeah.
But we make ourselves believe that it's delicious just because we don't want to be the asshole that says like this is fucking gross.
It's like that community mentality. It's like everybody else is doing it, so I'm gonna do it. If whoever decided to bring it back, if they would have just consulted with anybody born before 1990, we would have told you. We would have told you.
It's gross.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like,
because I am telling you,
end up in jail.
Exactly.
That's how you end up in jail.
Yes. 100%. Yeah.
Like,
are you wearing an AirTag? Can people find you later? Because you will disappear.
You have an Uber app in your phone. Because you were going to get a DUI.
This is such a bad idea.
It's such a bad idea. It's like, dude, like it's like Goldschlager.
Oh God.
I mean, I gotta say, I drank a lot of Goldschlager when I was younger in Kentucky. Because apparently,
Jaeger, Goldschlager, and Rumpelmans.
Rumpelmans never really was so much of a thing. I did Sambuca. I did do shots on Sambuca.
No,
I had a period.
For me.
I had a period in my life where I had Sambuca, but it was because my boss at the bar where I was working, that was his fucking shot.
Sambuca.
And he'll be like, here, have one with me. Yeah. And I'm like, fine. And then he kind of grew on me.
Yeah. I don't hate that. I just don't. Or Ouzo. It was up there with Ouzo. God bless it.
I got chills. I got chills from that. But Jaeger was for me like my shot to go for a long time. Like those fucking Jaeger bombs. And then one day I almost died.
You probably really did though.
Yeah, like there was, and I feel like that's what happens with everybody that stops drinking Jaeger is like they all abuse it, and one day they almost die, and they're like, I can never.
And that was the last thing you did. Yeah.
Yes.
For about 5 years.
Because it's not the greatest fucking. It tastes like fucking expired Robitussin.
Yeah, it's like somebody put licorice in your console of your car and then took it out a couple months later and like mashed it up with some water. You should take a shot. That's what it tastes like. It's terrible. It's not good. You're not drinking. Stop pretending
that you like it.
Stop pretending.
Again, somebody made it cool to do Jaeger bombs because of hot shakes, and that's what it is.
And Red Bull did that. Red Bull was responsible for the Jaeger bombs. Because that's about
it.
The
literally
same time.
say in the fucking can, do not mix with alcohol.
Yeah.
And what do we do?
Oh, I bet this would taste great with Jaeger.
Vodka Red Bull, vodka and Jaeger, whiskey and Red Bull, like anything with like, Kelly.
I can't do that.
So there's a couple of things that I have on this podcast. We all that work in the industry, we have this thing where like we have a drink that after getting our asses handed to us,
I already know what you're gonna ask.
That like we call it the shifty, like that brings our soul back into our body, that like recharges a little social energy bar that like is like right before you realize that you're not gonna quit this job because of the money, but there's a space in between, like I'm done with this shit. Then you take that drink and then you count your money and you're like, fuck it, I can do it again.
I can do it.
What's your shifty? What's that drink that you have at the end of the night? Like that, what's the one that like brings you back to earth?
Like, oh, I can
like,
one more day.
One more day.
I can do it.
Yes.
My shifty. That's actually changed because it used to be Jameson.
Shot of Jameson.
Shot of fucking Jameson. And I feel like that's pretty typical to bartenders.
Yes.
I think all bartenders, we like ourselves a little Jameson. But recently I have learned that it turns me into kind of an asshole, so I'm in between shifties. I'm in between shifties. I'm experimenting. Yeah.
So you're trying to find
I'm experimenting with shifties. Yes. So lately it's been vodka based. So I haven't really landed on anything, but I've been trying all the vodkas, and all the different combinations, trying to figure out what it is. It's been a lot of like raspberry lemon drops, and I know that's so basic,
Yeah.
but I've never really been a lemon drop person. But now that I'm off the JMO,
Kind of goes down easy.
I've been kind of going back to it. It does go down easy,
Yeah.
especially when you're working. I feel like, you know, you can hit that real fast and then be coherent. Just enough, you know. Yeah. So I would say right now it's probably the raspberry lemon drop.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Raspberry lemon drops.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Yeah, because mine was, you know, I'll take a shot of, you know, Jameson and then like some sort of lager on the side. So I'll just kind of like, while I'm cleaning the bar, like I'm drinking my beer, but I just definitely will like Jim Beam or Jameson and just take a shot. Man. No pickleback, because whoever came up with that idea was a...
I'm so glad you said that.
It's an idiot.
Why are you drinking Jameson if you need to mask it with fucking pickle juice? That's disgusting. Again,
grow the fuck up, Peter Pan.
Hello. No. Why? Yeah. What the pickle? The first time somebody asked me for one of those, it was probably after I had taken that break.
You know, does it make it taste better? No. You know what it does? It cuts the flavor of the alcohol. So why would you want to take a shot if you don't even like it? Like, just
is that
I'll make you something.
Did TikTok do that?
Oh, I don't know. I started. It probably was. It probably was. It was fucking like Gen Z kids that are like, oh, I can't hold my alcohol, so I gotta put some pickle. Plus, pickle juice is gross.
It's disgusting.
Thank you very much.
I have a thing with pickle juice. Like, yes, here we're gonna.
I don't like pickles. So
growing up, my sister, we had a lot of kids. There's 4 of us. So my mom would go to Sam's Club and she'd buy like the pickles in that big fucking industrial jar. Like, I'm like, who eats this many pickles? First of all, well, we kept it in the fridge. So my sisters would take the jar lid and just drink the juice. Actually, I hear it's supposed to be very good for you, like healthy, whatever.
It's supposed to bring like your electrolyte thing. Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit. TikTok probably made that up.
Roofers do drink that. Like roofers drink pickle juice because of the electrolytes.
Okay, so all right, whatever.
But they are in the roof
drinking it. Yeah, you're in a bar. Come on, what kind of strenuous activity are you actually doing? No.
Yes.
Yeah, that well, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so after growing up with that, I hate it so much. The smell, like making picklebacks even, I'm like, God, I don't want to smell this.
I hate
especially when you have to refill the pickle juice. You have to go in the back and open the lid to the pickle bucket and refill it.
Listen, it's just like, if you don't work or have not worked in the industry, you do not know what kind of a fight it is to open that fucking lid.
Oh my God, I don't know. Are you sending it to the moon? Like holy shit.
There is nothing harder to open in a bar than that fucking
the pickle bucket. You know what? I'm going to go on Shark Tank and I'm going to invent a new lid because there's a need.
I don't even understand what's like. I can open paint buckets easier than I can open that shit.
Why are there 500 tabs? Why are they all separated?
They're like, you need a fucking like
crowbar.
Yeah. So the other thing that we do in this podcast is we usually like kind of like give a shout out to the people that actually make it possible to us to stay sane. So there is always without these type of people, we wouldn't, like, most of the restaurants and bars wouldn't be in business.
Mm-hmm.
But they've somehow become part of our friends circle, part of our family. Like, we will go and fight for them if we had to. Like,
absolutely.
Sometimes we have to like babysit them. Sometimes we have to like do a lot of things for them, take care of them, but like they always take care of us, and it's our regulars.
Mm-hmm.
Without our regulars, this job will be so dull because they are the ones that, like, you know, you shoot the shit with, you run into each other outside of the bar, they come in, they tell you all their problems, and you sometimes tell them your problems, and they listen, and they come through for you. Yes, and like, listen, if you haven't been in a fight because somebody was trying to mess with your regulars,
what kind of bartender are you?
Yeah, like,
don't talk shit about that guy.
Step up.
Yeah,
that's my guy. That's my girl. That's my people.
Yep.
Leave them alone. Mm-hmm. But I like to tell the bartenders that I interview to, you know, give a shout out to one of the regulars that has either made a difference or has made something foolish, or anybody that just made your day one time or like inspire you in any way. If there's a regular that you like to give a shout out to.
Oh, okay. Let's see. I have two. So probably my number one is going to be my guy, Todd. from
Todd.
Beach Bum Bicycle. God, he's such a nice guy.
Oh yeah.
Like, this guy comes and he's a real one. You know, he'll listen. He'll give good advice. You know, he's got his own shit. He'll talk about that, and we'll talk about it. But on nights where it's dead and there's just, you know, like, we're not busy, or say I come into work and I've had a bad day, Todd comes in, and I'm so happy you came in. I'm so glad to see you, Todd. Todd and Craig and Lulu.
Craig and Lulu.
Yeah, Craig and Lulu are, I think that they were adopted by the Hunker Down family. Like, they're a staple of Hunker, and they're the kindest people. Those are the regulars that anybody that comes into the bar, they're gonna meet them. You know, like,
yeah, like they'll show up to your Christmas party.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think they've even been in a few of our staff meetings. Like, they come in on the low, like they just, you know, sit in the corner and just, you know, they're part of the family. Yeah. Love when they come in. They're so funny. They're so fucking funny. They're so fucking funny. So yeah. Yeah. Todd,
that's
and Craig,
awesome.
and Lulu. Yeah.
So Kelly,
Respect.
today, Todd, guys, thank you for taking care of our girl over here. She's awesome. We love you. Yeah, we love all our regulars, all our peeps. Much. Today we are at Category 5 in Cocoa Beach. Mm-hmm. This is a very fairly new place in Cocoa Beach. Just if you want to come out here, hang out at the beach, you know, get your tan on, get your sunshine on, and then be like, you know what, I'm gonna go check my booty or hang out or have a cool drink and see Kelly.
Man,
you are literally less than 100 feet away from the beach, so you can just walk here. You know, dance your ass off, hang out with Kelly, check out this amazing place, amazing drinks. The vibe is awesome, and you know, it's a really great addition to Cocoa Beach for sure.
Yeah, I'm so fortunate.
I'm really happy you guys opened this place up, and now you're here. Now I got a place to come out and bust some moves over here now.
All day.
All right, guys. So if you are in Cocoa Beach, if you come here for vacation, definitely come see Kelly. Category 5.
Yes, come say hi.
This is A18, right? On
Beachfront Avenue. Yeah,
Beachfront Avenue, or I'm
A1A.
not.
A1A.
Yeah, A18.
A1A and Minuteman.
Anyway, just right in the heart of
downtown
Cocoa Beach.
Yes,
Kelly. Yeah, it's been a blast. I appreciate the hell out of you for coming on this and doing this with me, and I'm really happy to hear your story. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna find it very interesting. It's gonna be awesome.
Well, you know, if not, we can.
And then definitely, I can always come out here and have a drink and shoot the shit again for sure.
Love that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kelly. I appreciate you.